sequence that gives the balance Bn of the mortgage remaining after each monthly payment N has been made. Use B underscore N underscore 1 for Bn minus 1 in your answer. So the balance, like I guess conceptually, the balance is like there's some amount of interest that this thing gains, and then there's a payment that goes that is deducted from it.
Mhm.
So it's like you take the balance, or I'm sorry, you take whatever you have. You have to you take Bn minus 1, so whatever the previous amount is from the previous month, and you got to figure out like you add to it the interest and you deduct the payment. So the payment's a fixed amount, the interest is what changes each month. Is that kind of somewhat clear?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So it's your previous amount, whatever that is. So like the first one, maybe it's like this, 152,000 plus the interest for that month is 152,000 times 0.09 divided by 12. And that's the interest for that particular month. Okay.
Oh, okay.
And then you subtract out your payment, which they said already is 1,223.03. So the thing is, these two numbers are the same each time. So in some ways you could maybe go a little bit simpler, say Bn minus 1 plus 0.09 divided by 12 minus 12 to 3.03. If you're willing to check that, I would appreciate it, because I don't want to move on to the next one until we got that down.
Quick.
And if it's wrong, I'll check a outside resource to figure out what they actually want.
That is wrong.
All right, so let me look at this outside resource and see what it says. It does not say anything. Let's try another one. This one has not been answered yet. Let's try one more. What did you enter? I guess, did you enter the 152,000 plus 152,000 times 0.09, or did you just 1 plus 0.09 divided by 12?
I did the 1 plus 0.09 divided by 12.
But did you throw? I'm sorry. Did you put all of this Bn minus 1 parentheses 1 plus 0.09 divided by 12 close parentheses minus 12 to 3.03?
Oh no, I didn't put the Bn.
Okay, that's all needed. Yeah.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Yeah. Sorry for not being clear. So the answer is everything in brackets here, I believe.
Got it. And then when I'm entering the Bn minus 1,
it wants you to do this. It's B underscore N underscore 1.
my bad.
Yeah. I'm really hoping this is what it wants, because the next part should be very straightforward after that.
Okay. Actually can't type in the underscore for some reason. It makes it like a subscript.
It's supposed to. It'll look like that when it should look like that. Like you want it to format as Bn minus 1
okay.
plus 0.09 over 12 minus 1223.03.
Got it.
And Nico's, yours will be similar, I suppose.
Yeah, I'm typing it in. It's just a couple different numbers. Yeah. For me, it's right. It works.
Oh, good. Jamie, how are you doing on yours?
Um, it still says it's wrong, but I feel like I probably entered something wrong still.
Niko, maybe you can help him with how to
Yeah.
enter that.
So what I did is B and then the subscript will be in and then you do another subscript. So it's like going in a stair step motion and then parentheses 1 plus 0.09 divided by 12. But just the 0.09 is divided by 12 and then parentheses. And then outside of that is minus whatever your number is. Because I think mine's different.
Yeah, maybe you can maybe you guys can send a picture amongst
Yeah, I'll send you a
yourselves
picture right
for
now.
that. That might have helped it out. So now the next part is calculator for sure. Let me get up a calculator for this to be able to help you guys. All right, so I'm going to switch sharing to the calculator, and hopefully you guys can follow along here. Share. Okay, so you should be seeing that calculator. We've looked at it a few times. This one, though, is a recursive sequence. So how do we do that in here? I wonder if it's under stat plot. Nope. It's been a while since. Do you guys recall from class given any insight into that?
Do
Oh,
we
wait.
have to do that?
I'm just searching right now because I don't remember.
I think I wrote this down.
Press the mode. Okay, there it is. All right, so it says it's under mode. Mode down where it says func instead of function, it's sequence. Enter to hold it, and don't forget to switch it back when you're done. And then so here, this is a little weird, but you have to give it the minimum value, which I guess we're calling 0. And then we actually have to give it the minimum value. So the minimum value for you, Jamie, is 152,000. I'm just full disclosure. I'm sort of guessing here because I haven't done this in forever. I've never used this to do it, but that's what you guys have. So then we got to enter your formula. So instead of X, when you hit X, it's gonna use N, and that I believe will do it. Gotta look here again because I was expecting to do like N minus 1. UN minus 1. Let's see here. Minus. Let's see here. Stop with a second. -1. Parentheses. Hopefully this will work. 1 plus 0.09 divided by 12. And Niko, yours will be similarly like that. So I'm going to go to the table. That did not work. Okay. Let's go back to this.
Does it need that 1223 in there or no?
Yes, it does. But the numbers were way off also. So that's also a problem. Like, I don't know how to get it to like be like, what is N minus 1? Maybe it knows to do that. Again, kind of all a guess here, and then go back to second table. I'll find something else. Okay, nope, that didn't like that. it's like we want U of N. Okay. Oh, this is kind of funny for me, at least. The thing I'm looking at on the internet here is from 2001, so you can see how relevant this is. This is not the right resource. Okay. U parentheses n minus 1. Oh, there it is. Okay, that might be it. How do we get U? How do we get U? U parentheses n minus 1. So we need the variable U,
Mhm.
not N. It has to be U parentheses n minus 1. So maybe there it is. So second in insert second U, second insert parentheses n minus 1 close parentheses and delete that. Nope, we wanted that one. Second insert parentheses. Okay, that might work. Let me go to my table. There it is. Okay, it works. All right. So let me. Okay, so to get the U, I did a second 7, and to get N,
Oh, I
N
see
is
it,
like
yeah.
your X. So it's a little bit odd, but that is the nature of programming. You have to know you have to know how to do it in each different language. So to do it for the table, see how if you look at your table, it's going by 60. We want to make some, we want to change the tables, go to table set, and you want to make your increment by 60. That way, you get the values that you care about. You could also do ask if you aren't comfortable with that. You could change auto to ask and do that. So if I go back to the table, this thing's gonna collapse here. God. Wow, I really didn't like that. Maybe yours is working. I don't know. Oh man.
And just taking a while to load.
Yeah, there it is. Okay. So there's the numbers. It actually did work. So those are the numbers that go in your table. Now, if you guys don't think you'll ever use this again, don't need it for the exam or anything, you can just go to a mortgage amortization schedule, and it'll tell you what the balance will be at the end of each of these. What's interesting is that the remaining balance should be 0. So okay, any questions on that, Niko? Are you kind of on the same track with this?
My calculator is just taking a long time to load.
Yeah,
so-
mine took a really long time, and I'm using computer resources, so I don't know. It should eventually finish.
Oh, there it is. Perfect.
Okay, Jamie, can you take a snip of this, or of this picture? Actually, I'll throw it in the notes. Oh, and as an aside here, Jamie, you're gonna actually have to like hover over it to get the amount to the nearest cent. Like me snipping it in won't get you close enough to it. And the last one should be 0. I mean, like you're supposed to, it's supposed to work out perfectly where it goes to 0. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the part C and D on the other screen, because those can be answered without the calculator.
Yeah.
And let me do that now. New share. Okay, so part C is asking what's the total amount paid. Okay, so the total amount paid is your payment, which happens to be $1,223.03. Maybe I entered the wrong payment into the calculator. No, I didn't. Okay. Times the number of months, which is 360. Okay, that's your number for part C. Part D is that number from part C. So whatever you got in part C,
Mhm.
and you subtract out the actual amount of the loan.
Got it.
Niko, do you follow that? How to do it for your numbers?
Yeah, I think so.
It's whatever your payment is times 360, and then whatever your initial amount of the home is. Okay, let's look at something from Niko. It looks like we're gonna do maybe question I don't know, 18 and then 19. Jamie, send something over if you got something else to look at, or follow along for 18. If you don't. All right, so this one, it says write the first 5 terms of the sequence. And then, so the first term is 2. And then the next term is you take the previous term plus 2 times whatever n is. So this is n equals 1, n equals 2, 3, 4, and 5. So here it's 2 plus 2 times 2, so that's 6. And then you take this number, 2 times that number, 12. And then it's 12 plus 2 times 4, which is 20. And then 20 plus 2 times 5, which is 30. And if you can, Niko, it'd be great if you could check that for us. Make
Yeah.
sure that's right.
Yeah, that's all right. You're good.
Okay, this first difference, I believe you take the next one and subtract the previous one. And it actually doesn't matter, but because you're looking for a pattern here, but could you just check that it is truly the a
Yeah.
n minus 1 or a n plus 1 minus a n for the first difference. And then the
That's also right.
second difference is 6 minus 4 is 2, 8 minus 6 is 2, 10 minus 8 is 2. And now we can answer the more important question. So before they had calculators that were really advanced and could do like regression fitting, they would actually use this approach to see whether the model was linear or quadratic or even cubic. So if the first differences were all the same, it would be linear. And if the second differences are all the same, then it's quadratic. So yours is quadratic because these second differences are all the same number.
Perfect. Thank you.
Jamie, if you've got yours up, could you tell me what's different about yours, if anything?
My A1 value is just 7.
Okay.
And then the 2 before the n is a 3.
Okay. So let me just really quickly here. So this is 7, this is 3. So 7. And then this is n equals 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so if you got your numbers here, you see that you're multiplying by 2, so that's 13. Multiplying by 3, 9, so that's 22. By 4, so you get 34. 3 times 5 is 15. Yours is 49 here. And then your first difference is 6, 9, 12, and 15. And your second difference is 3. Since it's all the same, it must be quadratic as well, because these are all the same.
Okay.
That tends to be a common test question. All right, 19 here for Niko. Got some sort of quadratic model for the indicated term. All right, find the quadratic model for the sequence with the indicated terms. Okay. All right, I'm gonna jump. I think this is the way they're going with this one. So they're saying for this number right here, they're saying, okay, that's when n equals 1. Okay, so they're saying put n equals 1 back into this equation here. So that's a times 1 squared plus b times 1 plus c. And that produces just a plus b plus c equals -4. And that's what they're looking here. And I guess they want you to use a1, a2, and a3 instead of a, b, and c. So they may want you to write like a1 plus a2 plus a3, but that doesn't look right either. I think it's a plus b plus c.
Okay.
I guess if I had to guess. And if you've got the ability to
Yeah,
enter
that's
that
right.
in. Okay, great. So now the next one's when n equals 2. Okay, so it's a times 2 squared. I'm putting 2 in for n this time, plus b times 2 plus c. That produces 4a plus 2b plus c. And that's what goes here. And then the next one is when n equals 3, a times 3 squared plus b times 3 plus c, 9a plus 3b plus c. Excuse me. Okay, now what you might see on an exam, if you haven't already done this, is they give you the ordered pair 1 comma -4, 2 comma 6, and 3 comma 20, and you do the exact same thing.
With those order pairs, do you plug it into the equation we made or just the first equation?
Well, these ordered pairs, like this problem, you're using those and like ax squared plus bx plus c equals y, and you get the exact same like set of equations. Okay, so Niko, if you got a calculator, could you
Yeah.
enter these in? You just reduce row echelon form. Jamie, the only thing different about yours, because you're actually gonna get the same equations here as these numbers here on the right hand side.
Yeah.
So you just, you need to make row by column. So 3 rows and then 1, 2, 3, 4 columns. And if your calculator is still in sequence, you need to go back to mode and put it back into function. And go from there. All right, so I got a 2, 4, and -10 for that, Niko.
Yes. Yeah.
And then
It
down
works.
here, it wants you to write it in this like weird form of like 2. Oh, we're just going back to this one. So it'd be like 2n squared plus 4n minus 10.
That works. Perfect.
Okay, so Jamie, yours would be similar.
I ended up getting 1, -2, and 2.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
good. That's good that they're whole numbers. And I'll turn that in there.
Mhm.
Jamie, do you have some more things to send over?
I have one that I'm looking at right now that I'm questioning, but I might be able to do it.
Niko, do you have any others you'd like us to look at or work through?
Yeah, I have one. I can send it over.
Okay. I was also going to suggest we do another problem in the calculator with recursive sequences, just in case.
Like solidify.
Yeah, just in case you get one of the tests, you know exactly what to enter. It's odd.
Hold on, I'm having trouble sending. I'm just gonna take a picture of it from my phone, and do it from there.
All right, I'm gonna send one over. All right, I sent one.
All right, I see that. Got that question here coming up. So number something here, 10 looks like, right? The first 5 terms of the geometric sequence here. Okay. This would be, so I want us to do this in the calculator, but it's gonna, because it's got a fraction there, I don't know if it's gonna work out great, but we can do it for these. So if you're okay with that,
Yeah.
do the calculator thing here. It's not, it's basically just asking to divide each one by 3. So this is more of just like, here's how you do it in the calculator. So I'm going to go back to the calculator and let's do it, even though we know that, like, we know the answer. A1 is 81. Then we're dividing the previous number by 3, 27, 9, 3, and 1. But that's not what's important here. Let's go through how to do it in the calculator to, get that really solid in case you have it on the exam. So let me share that screen. And let's go it here. So I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna change my mode back to function and pretend like nothing. I'm starting from fresh. So and I'm gonna write some of this stuff down. So the first thing I'm gonna do is go mode, and you want to change it to sequence, SEQ. So you go to your mode and you change it to sequence there and hit enter. I always like to quit out of this. Now you go to y equals, okay, y equals, and you have 3 things to fill. You have u min, okay, and that's what that really means, is that's like your first term, and that has to be given. So in your case, it's going to be 81
Or wait.
for the one you're doing.
Okay.
I'm sorry, that's wrong. That's completely wrong. U min is 1 because it's the index of the first term. Man, let's screw this up. It's the index of the first term. So it's usually 1 or 0. It's whatever that subscript is. And then the value of u and min is 81. This is the first term. And then we got to write the equation for un here. Okay, so your first term is you see here, I'm just going to clear this out. It's 81. Okay, and then this is the hardest one, the un. So in this case, they're telling you here, this can actually be written as the next term is 1/3 of the previous term. So if you subtract 1 from both of them, the indexes, and maybe it's hard to see, you can do this. So here we're going to write u parentheses n minus 1 divided by 3 or slash 3 or 1 or even 1/3 times that. So to do that, you got to hit second 7. I'm writing all this down, by the way, in case you guys want to look at it later. And that gets you that produces the u parentheses, and then x is your variable. So n you get from pressing the x button, like the normal variable button, and then minus 1 close parentheses divided by 3. Okay, and normally you go to your table, but I have to go to table set because I made some changes to the table. And let's go table set delta table back to 1, and then go to second table to look at it. Okay, so what's interestingly is this thing started at 0. I thought I changed that to 1. No, I did not. So I should have made that u min 1. Now the table will look correct. So at 0, there's an error because, of course, there is an error. It's dividing by 0, 81, 27, 9, 3, 1, and so on there.
Okay.
Is that okay?
That works.
All right. Niko, do you feel comfortable you could enter that in for something that you need?
Yeah, I
Okay.
entered it.
Okay. All right. So if we go back to the question itself, I believe the rest we can answer without it, without the calculator. So if you're seeing my screen, the common ratio is 3 or a third. It's a third. It's so the common ratio r is it's like the next term divided by the previous term. And then you write the formula. So the formula is a1, and then it's 1/3 to the n minus 1 power. And that's the standard formula for geometric sequences. That's an equals a1 times r to the n minus 1 power. And your common ratio is r. Okay, so we're looking at number 9. Niko sent over a question about the log pile problem. The variation on this problem is like number of seats in a theater. So the same principles apply. You might see that on a test. So they're telling you that the first row is 15, and the bottom row is 24. A something equals 24. And do you have any idea how much they're going up by each time?
It looks like 1.
Looks like they're 1. So there's a formula for an. So an equals a1 plus n minus 1 times d. This is for an arithmetic sequence. So your an is 15 plus n minus 1 times d, which is 1. So we know that. Okay, so just with a little work here, we can see that an equals 15 plus n minus 1, or 14 plus n. So now you know that that there's 24 in the last one, so 14 plus n, that means that n is 11. So we know that a sub 1 is 15, a sub 11 is 24. But that's not what we want here. We want the sum. So the sum of an arithmetic sequence is n over 2 a1 plus an. Basically, it's the first plus the last times the number of them divided by 2. That's why we needed to know how many there were in this. So it's 11 over 2 times 15 plus 24. So give that a try and see if it works.
I got 214.5.
That should not happen. So let's see here what's going on. So when the 20, no, n is 10. That's silly. N is 10. I didn't subtract this right. So it's 10. That, and that'll give you the right number.
Okay, yeah, that worked. Perfect.
Great. Now, so just kind of like you're in this world of like sequences. Okay, and there's a couple of sequences that you've talked about so far. There's recursive. Okay, there are arithmetic, and there are geometric. Most of the work we did today was recursive, but the last two problems have been one of these. So with arithmetic, there are finite, and then there are infinite. And same thing with geometric, there are finite, and there are infinite. And in some situations, you can sum these. And so there's formulas for writing the terms, and then there's formulas for the summation of them. And you have to be aware of that. You'll maybe have a reference sheet or something that helps you navigate through that.
Okay.
What else would you guys like us to look at or talk about today?
I think I'm good.
Me, yeah.
Okay. One option is to end here. Another is I can throw up the question of the week if you would like. I don't even know what it is. I can look. Totally up to you guys. Won't hurt my feelings if you say no. So,
Let's do it.
all right.
Sure.
Did we do feels like we did this last week, but I had an issue with the wrong question being up. So you tell me if we've already looked at this when I put it up here. Is this something you guys have seen before?
Don't think so.
I don't think we've done this.
Okay, take a good minute or two or more, maybe up to 3 minutes if you need, and just message me with your answer. This is a no calculator problem, and believe it or not, you can do it without a calculator. But if you feel like you need one, just grab it. Won't hurt my feelings, but message me your answer when you get it. Okay, looks like you guys both got this correct. So let me try to show you how to maybe shortcut a problem like this. And I'm going to draw a picture here. So the there's like a cost, there's like a start, and if you go to 16 miles, there's a cost for that. And one person goes 10 miles and the other goes 18. And what we really care about is the difference. We don't actually care about like how much they actually spent. So you really only need to calculate this region right here on the right. I don't know, call that 1. And that's 925 times 2 miles. And then you need to figure out this in here, which is the 10 to the 16. And that's 6 times 5.75. So if you're not sure, if you're, get out some quarters, play with that to make sure. But sometimes these problems, like, and I'm sure because I would have done this too, is you calculate 10, you calculate 18. You guys are really good at maths. You do it fast. You subtract the difference. But whenever there's overlaps, they just cancel out with each other. So you actually just care about what is different about them. All right, nicely done, guys. I don't really see any reason to do another one since you got it. But is it okay if we end here?
Yeah, that
Absolutely.
works.
All right, thanks, guys. I'll send you the notes out right away, and I'll see you next time. Have a great one. Great night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You too.
You
Bye now.
too.